So today I thought I'd do a video on why I started working out, if anyone's interested. Anyway, basically I started working out when I was about 14 years old, but the first time I ever picked up a weight was when I was 5, and my dad was a powerlifter, so he'd basically have me in the gym or in the garage lifting some weights once in a while with hockey and, do some bench presses or some push-ups or chin-ups and things. So, I kept on visiting it when I was a kid. It was kind of like trained into me. But when I was 14 years old, what really got me started was that this guy named Todd Kinney, who might be watching this right now, he was instrumental in me really starting my workout program and sticking to it, It's amazing how much anger can really motivate a person, right? So I had been doing martial arts and karate and things for a long time. At that age, 3 years, 4 years is an eternity, right? So yeah, I've been doing it since I was 11 years old. But everybody else sprouted up. They grew like way faster than I did. I was about 105 pounds, 100 pounds in grade 9. And, the kids that I was with, they were like 180 pounds, 170 pounds, 160. So in a physical altercation, there was absolutely no chance for me, when I started getting bullied, right? So I remember the point when I was walking home from school one day, and I was just minding my own business, and all of a sudden, whap, I get hit by a rotten orange. Some orange that was on the ground or part of somebody's lunch. And I turned around, and there's a kid that was like probably about 7 he's probably about 10 years old, just laughing at me like, ha ha ha, because he just threw this rotten orange at me. So then I went to go basically pick up the orange and throw it back at him. And then this guy named Todd Kinney, who basically orchestrated the whole thing, told him to hit me with the orange, stepped in the way, and then said, hey, pick on somebody your own size. So thanks, Todd, you asshole. So 20 years of working out later, 26, 27 years, it was all because I wanted to kill Todd Kinney in high school. Yeah, grade 9. So there were a few other people there that really pissed me off, but ultimately it was bullying that actually got me into working out. I remember sometime I was sitting at school, I was at the lunch table, and I remember this guy, just for the fun of it, because he's, much bigger than all the other guys, just picked me up by the back of the pants and slid me all the way across the table through everybody's lunch. And I thought that was a good idea, right? So these types of things happened quite a bit. And by the time grade 11, grade 12 came, people didn't really like me that much anymore, because I became pretty mean, because I was just weight training and kill, 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 kill. Everybody's going to die. They're all going to die, right? So yeah. I've changed now, but ultimately that was my motive then, because ultimately there's lots of bullying that was going on. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are getting bullied now. Maybe there's some guys that are teenagers that are in high school that are getting bullied. And ultimately I'd say, just don't take anything anybody says to you to heart, although, it's easier said than done. Channel your energy into something positive, because ultimately people change. And all those people that were such assholes to you in high school, sometimes they actually become pretty nice people later on. But at that time in their life, they're totally unconscious to what motivates them and why they like to torture other people, right? So it's usually their own misery that they don't know how to get a handle on, and then they just expel it in every direction, right? So you ultimately have to honor yourself and defend yourself if need be, to keep yourself from physically being harmed, or get the help of, an adult or somebody to help you out. But at my age, there was this pride that I had. Getting adults involved basically meant some sort of social suicide as well. So I can understand the problems with that, right? But anyway, this is why I started working out. I started working out because I wanted to get more muscle. And the funny thing is that, I remember I started working out one summer, and with the pure intent, I was going to kill this bully. I was going to beat the crap out of him so badly that he would never actually remember, his name by the time I was done. And this is the 14-year-old aspiration, right? What do you know at 14? But when I was 14, then by the time I came back to school for grade 10, 15, September, grade 10, my arms had grown about 1.5 inches around. And Todd saw me one day and he goes, holy shit. He goes, man, your arms have grown. Well, I'm not going to screw with you anymore. And he actually literally said this. And so ultimately, I didn't have to fight anymore, because I had actually gained enough respect through some sort of accomplishment of something. Now, as Cro-Magnon man as that sounds, that's kind of where my experience was with weight training, and it's probably why I became obsessed with it in my early ages of my youth, right? But ultimately, you have to still honor yourself and not get too wrapped up in gaining muscle. It's good to be well balanced. You know, you can get respect for a lot of other things, such as writing books, such as, you know, being great at any sort of hobby that you encounter. You know, you don't have to become a bodybuilder, right? I find a lot of bodybuilders become very one-dimensional. They don't evolve beyond bodybuilding. You know, and the point of bodybuilding is to learn discipline and to hone your skill in willpower so that you can actually apply that to other things as well and enjoy your life in a more balanced way, right? So yeah, that's how I started bodybuilding, just so you know. And yeah, I think a lot of bodybuilders start that way, but now I'm sure me and Todd would get along great. Okay, all right, take care for now.